Well, welcome to my hotel in Nashville. Welcome back to Off the Page with Keira. I am so excited. I just arrived. It's like 11:30, and this is the biggest stage I've ever spoken on. I'm so excited. I might cry. I don't think I've gotten excited until right now because I've had so much going on that I haven't been able to get excited. But in 2 days, I get to speak on Kate Northrup's stage. And oh my gosh, do you want to see my outfits? You want to help me choose which one I'm going to wear? Okay, maybe in a second. I have not written my speech yet, which is fine. I can only do one project at a time. I've had a lot of projects leading up to tonight. And so tomorrow I have an interview for a JOA author. Someone's interviewing tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow I'm just going to spend the whole day working on this talk. And I have a very clear idea of what I want it to be and what I feel like it needs to be. But so much has come in today, like so many ideas have come in. So I want to run them through you tonight. But before we do so, I want to talk about how I travel and do all of these things without how do I stay in energy? Because like you just watched, I just took my kids to Utah for the last 3 days, spoke on 2 stages, went to an aquarium, went shopping, drove all over town to pick up all these. This is what I drive all over town to get these beautiful cards for the event. And I just traveled for 8 hours today. And I'll tell you why I feel grounded. And it's because the body is the key. And this morning I did 2.5 hours of nervous system reset and care. So I got up and I went to the gym and I went walking for 30 minutes, and then I went to nervous system reset, and I did the water bed and red light therapy, and then I went home and I did the what is it called? The vibration plate and my prayers and meditation. And I just ate a lot of protein today and a lot of water. And when I take care of the body, then I can do all of these things. And tonight I'm not exhausted. And so the days that I burn out are the days when it's been days and days and days when I haven't done anything for my nervous system or my body. And it's just the reminder, the body is the key. Always, always, always. The nervous system is the door that you have to you have to open. You have to make sure the nervous system is cared for, or you will not be able to hold the capacity of the work that you need to do. And that just feels very true for me. So I did all of that this morning. It took me 4 hours to pack for this event. I've never packed for 4 hours. But I had to bring so much stuff. We have a booth, we have all these things, and it's not perfect. We had the most amazing banners designed for this event, and I don't even know if they're going to be here. And I got mad, and then I just surrendered. What you gonna do, right? And everything is always working out for me. There's always good. So there's a purpose and a reason that maybe I don't see it yet. But we will, as we always do. But I'm deep dive in I can't decide if I'm going to write a book on this. And here's why. One, I did not feel God ask me to write a book on it. So I'm not sure if I want to take it on unless it's been commissioned by God, because every book that I write, I live it. And I lived Transfiguration for a year. I wouldn't highly suggest living Transfiguration for a year. It was gnarly. It was a very gnarly year. It was a year filled with the most intense pressure I've ever experienced. There were 6 months of my life that I thought the pressure in my face was going to make my face blow off my body. I remember just driving down the road and just being oh my gosh, like there's so much pressure. I would like hold my eyes open. Like I'd be like, there's so much pressure in my face. I'm so grateful that that is over. Oh my gosh. Like this year, the pressure that I went through, I thought I was going to explode. And unless you are an entrepreneur and you are a risk taker and you have got so much on your shoulders, like there's no way you could ever explain that. And I was thinking about it today. Actually, I was talking to my driver. So I have this amazing driver, Roman, who takes me to and from the airport. So we know each other well because, I mean, he's driven me in like 3 times in the last 4 days. And, I'm talking to him today and I told him, I said, no one can prepare you for childbirth. You can take all the classes in the world. You can watch every video, you can read every book, but until you actually push a baby out of your body, like nothing's gonna prepare you, right? And I feel like that's the truth about entrepreneurship and the pressure that you experience. Like no one can actually prep you for it. You can read every book in the world. You could be so educated, but until you do it, until you be it, like, no one understands. And this year was the year of pressure and transfiguration. And so I'm very wise around like, okay, I'm not going to write a book unless God asks me to, but this book has been coming in. Okay. And right now, a book that I say I'm not going to write, but right now the title of this book that I'm not going to write is called Reclaiming Sovereignty. And it was so fascinating. So whenever I start to feel a book show up, like the words just start coming and ideas and just like theology just starts to arrive out of nowhere. It's like the craziest thing ever. And so even though I say I'm not writing this book, most definitely I probably will. I don't want to claim that yet. So I'm not writing this book yet. I'll let you know when I claim it. But these are the thoughts that came to me that I think are so powerful. Is that sovereignty is not something that you can just wish for. It's not something that you can attain. Sovereignty is built by pressure. Sovereignty is built by living in your deepest gifts and allowing those gifts to destroy the things that do not serve you until you come to the place where you claim who you are, claim the life you want, and claim what your life will be. And sovereignty, to me, there's like this experience that I keep feeling where it's like it's held in the spine. And I know that sounds so weird, but it's like when I feel into somebody else's spine, and I can, it's like, is it sturdy? Is it hollow? Is it wobbly? And I've had many times where my spine was wobbly, and then I've had times where it was hollow. And I think when a spine feels hollow, it's like because they're over giving everywhere else. And it's like, even it feels like the marrow is drained, right? But a sovereign being has a sturdy spine. And I don't believe a sturdy spine is something that just arrives. It's earned. And it's earned from being it, from moving through the fire and not letting the fire consume you, but allowing the fire to make you. One of my favorite stories is, I don't remember, I found this book years ago and I've never forgotten this story. And so what it was like a fiction book that had like deep principles in it, right? And in the book, it was a school for masters, and these children had all these special gifts, and they went to the school, like their parents put it in this school to become masters. And when they were trained, or when it was their time, they were to be let into the world to become the masters of humanity. and to be leaders and guides. And no one had ever seen anyone else be released from the school. So there was this little group, 3 people, like 3 kids who went and they snuck in to watch their friend be released to be a master. And they were hiding behind these rocks and they watched the teachers throw the kid into the fire. They're like, wait, what? Like, we just train to be masters and then we just get thrown into the fire and then the teachers see them. And so they get thrown into the fire. And as the book writes, it's like, it says like they could feel their eyes singeing. It felt like they felt like their skin was melting off their body. And then they make it through the fire. And when they come out, their gifts were refined and they truly became the masters they had been guided and taught and trained to become. And I do believe that this is how we get a sturdy spine, is that we have to go through the fires. Whatever that fire looks like, pressure, moving through your fear, moving through your doubt. But when you do, your gifts become refined and you become, and that's where you get this sturdy spine. And this is where I believe sovereignty lives. And I don't know, all these pieces are coming in about sovereignty. And then this is what's crazy, is that I don't really pull oracle cards anymore. I used to pull oracle cards all the time. And I don't know, I just feel like I am an oracle card. I'm like, I don't need to pull oracle cards. I can just ask God what I need. But as I was leaving my prayer corner this morning, packing, I had this this little you should bring your favorite oracle deck. And I was like, sure, whatever. Threw it in my backpack. So I'm on the plane and all this stuff is coming through for sovereignty. And I don't even remember everything that came through because there was just so much. And I was just downloading it. But I open up my card deck and it's called The Divine Feminine. And it's all of, either mythical stories of women or actual women who lived. And I pull all the cards out and Lilith is the card that I see. And I hear, that's the card for you today. And I'm like, no, it's not. So then I'm like, I had no one sitting next to me on the plane. So I lay out all my cards on the seat next to me. I always think what people must wonder when they're walking past me on a plane. It's fine. And I take my hands and I get them all warm. And then I place my hands 3 inches above my oracle cards. And I always have heat on the card that I'm supposed to pull. So I take all 50 cards and I lay them all out. And I put my hands over them. And then I pull a card out of all 50 that had just been shuffled. It was Lilith. Okay, I need to redo the first sentence. Pause. Hold on. Okay. So this is my favorite deck of all time. I love it. But wait until you hear what the first sentence is of this card. You're just going to die. Okay? That's all I have to say. All right. Ready? After all this downloading of sovereignty, then I pull Lilith, and these are the first words. Lilith embodies our sovereignty, to declare our desires and do what must be done in order to live them out. And I was like, okay, fine. I hear the call. I love it. I'm like, God hasn't asked me yet. Sure. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So anyways, it was a really great flight. Just hearing so many things about this piece on sovereignty. And I wrote a whole JOA sales book. What did I call it? It's a JOA sales playbook. Never have I had this idea before. But as I'm training a new sales team, all of a sudden this arrived today. So I wrote this, I don't even know how many pages, this JOA sales playbook for all of the sales trainers that I will be training to sell for my company. And it's really good. I'm like really excited about it. So that came through on the plane. And I'm helping two of my authors organize their manuscripts. So I worked on that. But the Wi-Fi on Southwest Airlines is mediocre at best. And I am a Delta girl, but it was like thousands of dollars to fly here with Delta. And it was only like, it was way less on Southwest. So sure. But they really need to fix their Wi-Fi. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, I am excited. I am grateful to be here this week as a sponsor and a main stage speaker at this event. I am so honored. Kate Northrup is so brilliant, and I can't wait to be in her presence, and I'm just like so excited. And I just want to think back to all the times I've wanted to quit. Oh, my red light therapy mat just went off. I was just running over there just for the fun of it. But all the times I've wanted to quit, which is probably a million. All the times I felt like I failed. All the times I, invested a ton of money and it didn't work out the way I thought. I wish I could just tell that version, all those different versions, like, hey, do you know what? One day you get to speak on Kate Northrup's stage. It's pretty exciting. So, anyways, I'm going to go to bed. I hope you sleep well. I'll see you tomorrow.